Hi guys, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to break down this PTEX Scifi utility knife I made. I'm new to hard surface stuff, so this video is sharing my general knowledge towards the topic. I hope you can find something helpful along the way. I'll link the reference and plugins I use in the description area. Sorry for the purple background image, I changed for the structure, so it's missing now. I'm going to link right now. First, the original artwork is from Peter0649. This is his account on Twitter. It's just amazing. Today I woke up in the morning and found he reposted the knife I made. If you know me before, you know I make Pokemon based on Kawa Anago-san's illustration. I hope I pronounced the name right. They are all just incredible talented people and nice too. Newbies like me. Back to Peter, he's an incredible designer from Japan and I really love his approach to illustrate the daily objects with his sci-fi angle. All of his shapes seem clean and easy to follow with the eye. It's super appealing to me. Personally, for me, it's quite hard to make and I picked the knife because I think it is a good practice. It has various shapes but in a statistic way, and for me it's just fun to make. Please check out Peter and I'm pretty sure you will find something you like. Along the way making this knife, my friend Xiaolong helped me a lot. He's a concept artist working in the gaming industry, designing hard surface stuff as well. I'm going to show his take on this knife later in the video, and this is his ArtStation page. Please check out as well, really cool stuff. And all in all, I'm grateful for the original artwork and my friend's help. Let's just dive into the project. I'm going to talk about the modeling, texturing, decal apply, and rendering in order. So the simplified version of the process is I block the shape first and then modeling detail, and after that I texturing it one by one and making the decal sheet. After done with the sheet, I sticking them on the mesh, and then the final step is just rendering. Cool. As you can see my screen now, I'm turning the info decal layer off, and we're now going to talk about the modeling part. As you can see, I'm turning the wireframe on and the subdivision off. It's simple polygon modeling following the original shape. I'm using vertices as much as I needed to achieve the shape in the first step, and then my take is I'm trying to use as less as possible because I want the shape as smooth as it can be. It's just personal preference. I'm learning here and there on the internet. It's not about quads or tries, it's about the flow of the mesh. As long as it distributes along the way, they will look cool. Fast forward a little bit because it's just the same. For the blocky shape, as you can see, the bevel angle is the same, the top and the bottom. They are just a bunch of planes solidified, beveled from verts and edges using techniques I learned from Cheap Waters. Please check his YouTube channel, fascinating stuff as well. I'll link it down below if you need. I'm also using his KitOps add-on for Blender as well. It's good and quick for look dev. You can just drag things on your models. Please check them out, it's really useful. Fast forward a little bit, I'm just explaining how this trick works. The bevel, you can bevel the verts easily and assign the bevel weights to the verts, and you can control the value whenever you want. The flexibility and non-destructive way is something I need when modeling the shape. For the blade part, it's 7 planes, I believe. It could be 1 plane. The reason I cut it because I need to use Boolean modifier and it's easier to have extra geo to cutting holes. For the protector part, I use curve to draw along the shape, and after drawing done, transform it into the actual mesh. Then I give it a solidify modifier and bevel it. Also, it has an inclined angle. I'm using lattice modifier to give it an extra inclined angle because I apply them all before I cut the holes. So I'm just explaining it by words. For the orange handle part, my take is just modeling using quads to get the smooth surface when subdividing. I made tons of these handles. The original file is covered, so I'm showing the photos I took. I sent this to my friends saying I'm struggling making this. And as you can see in the wireframe, I'm trying to make the mesh flow in a certain way. And I even tried metables. The result, it was not what I imagined. I got help from my friend Xiaolong. He's a senior concept artist, design guns and stuff. He does modeling in CAD software. I believe it's plasticity. Anyway, this is his take on Peter's knife. You can see in my screen now, his knife is sharper and narrow. It's like an actual attacking weapon, and this goes to purely artistic preference, I think. My take, the lower one, is more bulky and soft, as you can see. I'm showing the wireframe so you can see the difference between CAD modeling and polygon modeling. For me, the CAD modeling is more about conveying the shape and get the shape done. It needs work to transfer into a playable game asset, but if this one is not bending or moving or animating, the mesh doesn't really matter. For me, the look is the vital part. In my imagination, the orange part is more close to a cylinder rather than a plain surface, but this is my best shot. After done modeling, I start cutting holes into the model. They are all pretty self-explanatory. The only tricky part I encountered is this log part that cuts into both pieces. One is slightly angled, one is straight. So I took the same cutter and duplicated and moved the front plane, rotate a little bit to give it angled. The render will look nice when there's a smooth angled bevel on the outer edge. After cutting is done, I model the screws. I'm using 2 decals for the screws as well. They are just default torus and cylinder combined together, and another default decal from Decalmachine. Then moving on to the texture part. Using the material preview because my Mac is super lagging while recording. I'm using the node from KitOps as I mentioned before. I didn't use the whole material because I want to mix things together myself accordingly, and I only need the image texture. I dragged a random one with surface imperfection in the scene from KitOps, and then using the node in the shader editor. So to add the nodes group, you add the new node select group and you will find the KitOps groups. Then mess around with your imagination. For the base color, as you can see, mine has scratches all over the place with a dark black finish. If I turn this off, you can see below is another aluminum image layer. So I stack them together with a mixed node to achieve some variation in the base color. I use object projection with the whole knife, I believe. Sometimes I need unwrap, sometimes I don't. It depends on the project. And it's not for games, so I choose not to because it really doesn't matter. For the roughness, I use a gray roughness map, a color ramp to control the base roughness, and add another layer of surface imperfection dust. Through zooming in, you can find the surface imperfection, and it's just nice to have it. Even if the output won't zoom in this close, when you view the image, I believe human eyes will pick up the details automatically in our subconscious. So the layer really matters. I only stack 2 of them. If you want, you could stack 3 or 4 and it will be like a masterpiece. The other thing is the bevel node plugged into the normal, so the object will have nice bevel. I choose this way is because when the geometry is broke by inserts, the mesh will inevitably be destroyed by the bevel modifier. So it's not like we are making flows, because it's just I need the actual mesh to be punched in holes. So it will have nice curvature and bevels. This method is safe and controllable because change the number can change the sharpness of the bevel. Really cool. Also, you can plug some normal maps into the bevel node as you want. Really good stuff. The rubber part of the handle is the same. I just changed the roughness and the color. The blade part is the combination of these two, and you can see in my material window, I just select the mesh and assign the material. So it's quite important you don't apply the subdivision, so you can select the mesh easily. For the orange part, it's the same, just different map plugin. I like choosing different map out of different texture map group. It's fun to mix them together to see the result. Another trick, I use HSV node to change base color. It's easy this way as you can just type in number and change to the value you want, and it's making huge difference. Hand picking color sometimes is kind of exhausting and cannot get the right color anyway. For the plastic part, as you can see, I gave the base color, added some variation for the roughness and a little bit bump, and the same bevel node. They're all the same. I didn't even apply the mirror modifier. They are all applied in object projection mode. As you can see, it's a little bit repetitive, but as long as it looks nice in the render view, I'm satisfied. Okay, the decal part, I think this is the longest video I'm recording. I create this decal sheet in After Effects, and it's 60,000 plus 60,000 pixels. Yes, I use After Effects. You can use whatever you want, Word, PowerPoint, Pages, Notes, Photoshop, all will do as long as it can type text and output images with alpha channel, you will be fine. So as you can see, I grabbed the original file and mask it, put it in the left side for reference, then make the actual info decal on the other side. I also had trials and errors in making this. As you can see the same pattern on the decal sheet. It's my first time creating decal out of the original artwork. The hardest part is to get the proportion right for me. Going into the file, you can see it's just text and typeface I got from Google Fonts and other free fonts website. I input the text and stick them together like the original text. The funny part is eyeballing and randomly scale them to match the proportion. It takes time, but it's kind of fun. I use mask to mask out the p-text part. The lower part is quite tricky because I just cannot decipher the hand-drawing characters from Peter's original work, so I made it up, designing out of life and text. And the most hilarious part is this info text that is sticking to the orange handle section. I have no idea what it is, and I went to 3M website, searched for knife menu, and I got this bunch of nonsense, paste them, align them together. It feels great when the only thing that needs to be focused is the shape, not the text part. I mean, nobody wants to read the bizarre menu, but shapes are fun. The symbols are the same. They are a bunch of circles, lines I drew from rectangular and pen tool from After Effects. So after done making it, export as PNG and moving to the decal part. I'm using Decalmachine. I highly recommend it because it's really simple and straightforward. So in Decalmachine, I'm too lazy to slice my images, and I put the whole image into Blender, slice it as I'm applying it. I'm showing how I was doing it, place the image where I want approximately, and using knife cut out the image I need. Then I delete the rest of the images. After that, I adjust the displacement. That's it. The S sticker is actually GO I make from mesh and apply different color, then I bend it through a bend modifier. That's the decal part. For the render part, I'm using the HDR shipped with Blender itself with direct sunlight, nothing fancy. I got a question from the Blender artist forum about the safety lock of the blade. honestly, from my perspective, I don't know all of these things do. From the designing perspective, is just appealing to me, the shapes connected together in a certain way, even though I'm not sure how it is used in the real world. This project to me is making a good looking knife, and I try to make it as close as to the original artwork, because that's, I believe, what 3D artists do: make concepts into tangible mesh and make it look cool. Thanks for your comments, and sorry I had something came up Sunday, so I postponed my video upload. I didn't think there will be people viewing this quickly in a day, and I appreciate your comment and thanks a lot. I think that's all. If you think this whole video is helpful or you get something out of it, I wish you the best. And if you like this format, please subscribe and hit the like button. If you have any question, please comment down below and I'll do what I can to help. Cheers and see you next time. Explanation video is hard to make. It takes hours. I hope you find something helpful in it. Really. It's 1:30 a.m. Really. I have to do my Pokemon stuff. That's more fun than this stuff. Like explaining this in front of my screen. If you stick around and hearing this, I guess you like me or my channel. Subscribe and hit the like button, or follow my social account, same name, or support me on Patreon. Either way is fine. See you.